hope you're enjoying the videos. We're having an exclusive KISS convention coverage, Phoenix, 1995. And I'm with Steven and Larry, and these guys were lucky enough to get to the Hyatt Regency Hotel early one Sunday morning and just party.
Spent 12 hours with all the memorabilia and the band members themselves.
Oh, that's insane.
It was a blast.
When did you guys become, before we get back into some more convention stuff, when did you guys become major KISS fans?
10 minutes ago.
Well, when did we start the show? About now.
Because you guys got interviewed by Channel 5, you got interviewed by Channel 12.
Yeah,
Did they ask you that stupid question, when did you become a KISS fan?
Yeah. Actually, you got into it before I did.
Yeah. I had seen them on television for a commercial when they were coming to Las Vegas, because I lived in Nevada at the time. And it was in '75, and they had a commercial for them on TV. And Gene was, breathing fire and spitting blood, and you're like 6 years old, and I'm watching this, I'm like, what in the hell is this? I had no idea what they were. And then I moved to Idaho in '76, and a friend brought me across the street, and he had the Destroyer album. He goes, come here, I want you to listen to this. And he puts on Detroit Rock City, and I thought it was the coolest thing I ever heard, but he wouldn't show me the album cover. And so I'm sitting there and I'm listening to the album, and I thought it was just the coolest thing, and I wanted to play drums right then and there. And then he showed me the album cover, and I thought, oh, hey, it's those freaks. Look, them guys with the makeup. So that's when I got into it.
That's crazy. Well, how about you, Larry?
For me, I had help from my cousin. Not because my cousin liked the band, because my cousin hated the band. It was back in '78 when I lived in Iowa. My cousins came over to visit, and it was actually the night that Kiss Meets the Phantom was on NBC.
Oh, God.
I'd kind of heard of the band before and all this, but I really hadn't got into them.
Awesome movie.
And
yeah,
definitely
a stunning achievement in cinematic celluloid.
At least 4 stars.
Yeah.
Please. But
negative.
That was exactly
4 stars out of 100.
Yeah.
That was on TV that night, and I remember being up in my room, and my cousin was flipping through the TV stations, and he hit NBC with this on. He goes, "Oh man, I wanted to see this movie. This is that Kiss movie." And I said, "Really? What is this?" He said, "Oh, you don't want to like this band." He said, "They're terrible. They throw the cymbals out in the crowd, cut people's heads open. They're like breathing fire, spitting blood. Whatever you do, don't like this band." Well, there you go.
So you were there.
I figured if they're that important to him, there's got to be something there. So
is he a preacher, or does he work for the Republicans
now?
No.
Oh no, he's still going to college.
Is he Bob Dole?
But yeah, from there I actually went to the library, and they had a copy of Alive and Destroyer at the Boyden Public Library. Yes. So I checked the albums out and listened to them at home, and at that point just started buying them all. And that's when I got into them.
Well, cool. All right, well, let's check out some more convention stuff, because you guys just got a ton of footage here.
Yeah, this is
what are we going to be seeing here?
Steven, tell them about this guitar.
This is the one of 2 original Paul Stanley Ibanez guitars, which have a cracked mirror finish, and it's something that he will not market to the public, unlike his PS10, which he made about 1,000 copies of in '92.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
Probably because it's so damn cool, and he's so cool, he doesn't want anybody to be as cool as he is. But it's, he issued the standard one that's black. It's a PS10, but the mirrored ones, he won't issue those at all.
Huh. So, who do we have to kill to get one?
Paul Stanley.
I guess Paul. Well, we might have to be waiting a while, I guess.
Sure.
I don't know. So what else have we got going on here? We got some unusual makeup.
Yeah, as far as the costumes go, this was probably the most interesting to me. When Eric Carr first joined the group, Peter had just left, and they were trying to decide what character is Eric going to be. He couldn't really just take over the exact same cat makeup because Peter was the cat.
Right.
The first idea they had for him was to be the Hawk, and they came up with this costume. There's the makeup and the kind of big bird looking. Wasn't sure if when he auditioned, he wasn't sure if he was going to be in Kiss or on Sesame Street. I think is what it was.
It's like he could work for El Polio Loco or whatever.
Exactly. Then we got some of the guitars here, some of Gene's basses and Paul's guitars.
And he didn't keep the Hawk out. He never wore that, did he?
No, he actually never wore that in concert. That was one of the ideas that they had. He didn't care much for the idea of it. Well, obviously, because it looks pretty dorky.
Kind of look more like a Tweety bird.
Exactly.
He could be the Tweety.
And the first show that they did with Eric was at the Palladium in 1980, right? In
July 15th, 1980.
Right. See, look at that.
This man knows it all.
It's scary.
So what costume did he end up with?
The Fox.
The Fox.
Yeah, I think they said that he had within about 24 hours of that show, the first show I ever did with him, he ended up changing it to the Fox. but he'd gone through a couple other things like the gopher, and they're like, I don't know. And I think they tried the beaver, and I don't know, the tail hanging over the drum stool.
It didn't work too well.
They settled on the hawk.
You should went for the
No,
dinosaur.
the fox.
The fox. There.
Yeah,
The
the
fox.
chicken was out the window.
The fox, the hound, the Beauty and the Beast. I don't
Something
know.
like that. Yeah.
Okay, so what else we got going on here? Let's get back to some footage.
Yeah, we got a bunch of different guitars that were used on various tours. If you've seen them on any tours, you probably recognize some of these. Gene marketed his own bass recently, back in '92. This is the Punisher bass that he came up with.
How's it musically? Does it play good?
Never played one.
Never played one.
Sounds pretty nasty.
Oh.
He's supposed to be reissuing about 1,000 of those. Might be next year.
Who makes them for him?
BC Rich initially made them, but I don't know what happened with the affiliation, if it fell through or what happened, but he's apparently going to take it on and do it himself now.
Oh, crazy.
I don't think he's going to be in his garage with the skill saw. Gotta get these done.
Gotta make these basses.
Yeah, he's a little bit
That'd
more
be
important.
weird seeing Gene Simmons actually go by his house and like, hey, what are you doing? I gotta build these basses.
It's right out in his garage. Shannon bringing him glasses of iced tea. You know.
Went out to the guitar store, buy some strings. Oh man, let's go back to some footage here. You got some really monster moon boots. So is that Peter Criss's?
Yeah, actually, this is pretty interesting. This is the original makeup kit that Peter Criss used on the Dynasty tour. Still had all his makeup and everything in it, and they pretty much preserved it the way it was.
And did he share it with Joan Collins?
I'm not sure. I think they shared makeup tips.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure about actual makeup, though.
That's a cool guitar.
That's Gene's bass from, when did he use that one?
I think they said it's a prototype from '80. I think is what the card said there.
Gene head on the top. It's kind of interesting.
That works. We'll get some more stuff.
There's the boots.
Oh man, look at those boots. It's Guar.
Yeah, it kind of looks like
It's got to be Guar.
You can see where they got the idea, definitely.
Now, which tour is this?
That's the Dynasty tour. That was from '79.
Okay, this is, I think, what I remember the most about kids is like this outfit, which is like monstrous. I guess is a good word.
Definitely. Definitely.
Okay. Well, tell you what. Let's go back to some more concert stuff. What was a good song that people were singing? I had a good time too.
Well, they opened the show with Plastercaster, which sounded really good. Somebody just shouted it out, and I don't think they really had any set plans as to what they were going to play in any sort of order.
That was one of the good things. They just asked the crowd for requests, and if they knew it, there were even some songs they tried to play that they got maybe
Halfway.
yeah,
through
like about
last.
15 seconds into it, just couldn't play it.
Oh, bizarre.
They pretty much would try anything. But yeah, Plastercaster was really good. It was kind of a song that not a lot of people expected to hear. And it came off sounding really good.
Well, cool. Let's do Plastercaster, and after that, we got yet another Kiss video, and we'll play "I Love It Loud." So KASR video, more Kiss stuff coming up.